I'm going to just take a little bit of frankincense before we start. It's an incredibly cleansing oil. I'm going to put a little bit on my hands and then just massage a tiny bit into your forehead and your temples. So in one hand I have kind of angelic protection.
Okay.
And in the other hand I have inner child. Inner child it is. Okay. Not too much. The body and the clothes pick up bits of dirt and grime. We pick up energetically. We pick up all kinds of stuff. It's not good or bad. It's just there and it just sticks to us a little bit.
Reiki, is it? You always start.
It's interesting because it's kind of the opposite to most yoga practices. When you sort of do any kind of chakra work, you start from the root chakra, because the root chakra represents the base, survival, and you kind of work your way up.
Yeah.
And there's this whole concept of kundalini energy that's kind of asleep in the base of your spine. So you've had a few Reiki sessions before, so you're familiar with the type of treatment.
Yeah.
Going to be channeling Reiki energy. Okay, so technically I'm not doing anything at all. Okay, I'm just the conduit through which Reiki energy, which is all around us already, throughout the room, throughout the world, and I'm just going to channel and focus it to you. Okay. Nice thing about Reiki, it's regarded as an intelligent energy. So it always works for the greater good, the best possible good of whoever's receiving the energy. So there's no way, it can't even be misdirected or misused in any way. It's always just going to channel through in the best possible way. Okay, so you can be very sort of relaxed about that. I know we mentioned a little bit beforehand, but are there any specific elements or areas you want to focus on today with the treatment?
Yeah, today probably fatigue, kind of feelings of fatigue, burnout, just extreme busyness and not really having the space or time to like connect with myself and relax and see how I'm doing other than productivity wise.
Yes. Yeah, good, well put. Yeah, we're very productivity focused, and the nice thing is you're now going to get a bit of time out just to relax and be you. And while you're relaxing and being you, I'm going to be channeling energy through you. It's also a slightly two-way process, so I don't want to put too much expectation on things, but I often, when I'm practicing with somebody, I will feel certain things, sense certain things, and at the end of the session, we'll just take a few minutes for me to feed some of that back to you. If there's anything particular I notice, but I tend not to overinterpret any of that stuff. I'll just tell you what I've sensed and I would encourage you also not to overinterpret it.
Okay, right, yeah.
Okay. Sometimes one sees colours or hears sounds or whatever. Sometimes nothing. Okay. And if nothing happens, if you feel nothing in this session and I feel nothing in this session, it doesn't mean it hasn't worked. It just means it's all going on subtly inside.
And I suppose that changes day to day as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Just as all kinds of chemical balances, hormonal balances in our body are changing, the energetic body is changing all the time, different things are going on around us, different things in the astrological cycle, if we get into that. If I start talking about that, we'll be all right. Okay. But yeah, so many changes going on all the time, and Reiki is just like moving through that.
Yeah.
The same way that water always kind of like finds the lowest level, Reiki finds the level where it needs to be.
Okay, that imagery is really
kind of works like that.
Yeah, okay.
What I'm going to do, before you lie down on the couch, I'm just going to slightly dust down your aura.
Yeah.
I've done it before you came. I sort of did this on myself and grounded myself.
Okay.
So, and as if you noticed, we've got certain aromas in the room which won't be picked up on video. We don't yet have that technology, but we will have soon. So I'm just gonna. What I'm doing now is just, as we go about the day and about the city and about our busy life, busy life, if you just put your arms out, I'm going to sweep down the arms as well. So, I guess in the same way that the body and the clothes pick up bits of dirt and grime, we pick up energetically, we pick up all kinds of stuff. It's not good or bad, it's just there and it just sticks to us a little bit. So when we come into a process like this, we just want to dust it all off, so we're starting from a clean slate. Okay, you can gently put your arms down now. And if you sit on the couch, get yourself nice and comfortable. Once we start, always, as you know, because you've had Reiki before, occasionally you can experience really intense feelings, emotions, anything. Again, I don't want to put any expectation on anything. If you get to a point where you feel you just really need the whole thing to stop, just say stop. Okay?
Yeah.
That's our safe word, right? It's stop. And then I will stop.
Right.
Okay? If that's any part of it or the thing altogether, you need to feel that you can put a stop to this at any time. Okay?
Yeah.
And you're very much in charge of everything that happens.
Okay, thank you.
All right?
Yeah.
You and Reiki between you, and I'm just here to witness it all. Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, so lie down, make yourself as comfortable as you can. You okay with the pillow?
Oh no, it's lovely actually. This height's nice.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
And then, arms down by the side and the feet uncrossed. That's absolutely great. Before we start, two things. First, I have these kind of cleansing sprays.
Okay.
I'm going to let you choose.
Ooh.
Do you want like a knowledgeable choice, or do you want to choose completely at random?
Can I do one with knowledge? Yeah.
With knowledge, okay. So in one hand I have kind of angelic protection.
Okay.
And in the other hand I have inner child.
Okay.
Don't overthink it. Do you want angelic protection or do you want your inner child today?
Inner child.
Inner child it is, okay.
Thank you.
All right. So it's just like a light sort of mist spray. I'm going to spray it above you. Not too much, it's pretty subtle. I'm going to just take a little bit of frankincense before we start. It's an incredibly cleansing oil. I'm going to put a little bit on my hands and then just massage a tiny bit into your forehead and your temples. And this will just, as well as cleansing, just aids the relaxation a little bit. So you can just leave everything outside and just allow yourself to open up to the Reiki. And starting with the crown chakra now. Start to move your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Come back to the room, back to yourself. You can rotate your ankles, your wrists. Move the tongue around inside your mouth. Just feel the sides of your mouth. Stretch your arms, point and flex your toes. And slowly open your eyes. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay. Just take a moment to customize yourself to the room. You've got some crystals on your chest. I'll just gently remove those one by one. I'll tell you about those in a minute.
Yeah, feel good, feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very out of it.
Good. That's a good place to be, especially since you came in obviously with a lot of bit of stress.
Yeah.
So hopefully at least some of that has been resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Did anything interesting come up during the session? Any little...
Yeah, I felt loads around this area,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't usually get.
Okay.
But it was like an uncomfortable comfortableness. Like I said, I just noticed it more than everywhere else.
Right.
Because everywhere else I was kind of like, yeah, this feels like what often comes up for me, like not unexpected.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whereas this area was a bit
So
more
there
like,
was something surprising around
yeah.
here.
And like, yeah, just to be honest, everywhere neck down and here up. So
Yeah.
yeah, which I don't usually get. So
Interesting,
yeah.
because I'll tell you just a few things that I kind of, the way that I experienced things. So working our way down. So a lot of heat at the crown chakra, a lot of activity,
Mm-hmm.
a lot going on there, and a fair amount in the third eye as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot going on in the head, basically. Yeah, a lot of activity up here. I mean, a good active hot crown chakra is a good sign. That means, like, you're pretty well sort of attuned to your higher self and that sort of thing.
Okay.
That's good.
Good.
Yeah. And kind of the whatever, the angels or whatever, heaven, whatever, are kind of strongly with you and like guiding things.
Thanks.
Yeah. So that's good, obviously.
Thanks,
Right.
guys.
It was really interesting when I came to the throat. So as I came to the throat, there was this sort of sense of joy. I found myself smiling a lot suddenly.
Oh, okay.
And it felt like there was this lightness and this just sense of pleasure and joy. And obviously the throat chakra is our centre of communication, self-expression. It's where we speak our truth and all that sort of thing. So I felt with you there's this kind of lightness of expression. There's definitely some great stuff going on there. As I stay there longer, I feel there's more underneath. Yeah? And I said I wasn't going to overinterpret things and overthink things. Okay, so I've got to be careful where I go. But I spent quite a long time there, and that's why I put the tiger's eye. Because for me, and this is quite a personal, subjective thing, I find when I use the tiger's eye, it brings stuff out. It can have a slightly aggressive edge to it.
Okay.
You know, for people that lack confidence and stuff, it can boost confidence. I don't think you're lacking confidence. Really. The reason why I put it on your throat chakra to just sit there for a while is because, again, this is not diagnosis, or maybe these are just like questions for you to put to yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
And answers will come over time. because clearly you are a happy communicator, yeah? And just to feel okay with exploring what's underneath the happy communicate, the deeper, darker things, the shadow underneath, yeah? Which I don't know. I mean, we've only just met, so maybe you're not as comfortable with that side of things, and you kind of, you're comfortable with a kind of light, happy communication, and that's a really good thing because people need that. But for you also, long term, you also need for yourself. I'm not saying go out there and talk about deep dark shit, but just be aware that certain stuff that is there, not to push it down too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
It rings home. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then possibly slightly related to that, as I come to the heart chakra, it feels quite calm, quiet, but a little bit less active than everything that's going on up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the obvious, the cliche way of saying it is that you're a lot in the head at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is because, like we said at the beginning, this is today, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot in the head, and maybe there's more for the heart to do and to express.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. It's
now
to be aware of.
Yeah. Okay. And now when we come down here, you mentioned discomfort.
Yeah. But not like any sort of like, I don't know. I don't know what the right word is. It's not like any sort of painful or uncomfortable likeness.
Yeah.
It's just I was very aware of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's something you could sit with and explore for a while. Maybe focus on practices that focus on the solar plexus chakra. Like if you do any yoga or anything, and you can kind of research this stuff a little bit as well, postures that work, or posture sequences that are good for solar plexus chakra.
Okay.
Which kind of, in terms of physical posture, is similar to things that are heart openers. So any things like cobra pose,
Okay.
and those types of things where you're sort of opening up into the chest.
The area.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so anything that involves a little bit of gentle backward bending.
Okay.
It's kind of expansive for the solar plexus. Interestingly though, I found when I came to the solar plexus, you were moving less. So up here, there was also a lot of more facial activity. And as I came down here, the face was doing less.
Okay.
So in a sense, it felt more relaxed.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it was comfortable.
Yeah.
But there's a space there that does relax, that wants to relax. And I think when you need relaxation, when you need time out, the solar plexus is a place for you to focus on. And solar plexus related activities, which is anything that gives you strength, a sense of strength and power.
Okay. Like exercise and stuff?
It could be physical exercise.
Okay. Right. Anything strong.
But not limited to physical exercise. Let your imagination run right on that one.
Okay. Right. So it could just be something you do passively, but you feel like it gives you.
Something that makes you feel empowered.
Okay.
Yeah. Which could be all sorts of things. Solving a crossword puzzle would make some people feel empowered, but not everybody.
Even reading a book or something, some people.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sort of lower down, I was fairly sort of just calm, relaxed. Yeah. So the things. So that's why I put the tiger's eye on the throat chakra. I can't remember what I put on the heart chakra. I've already forgotten. I think it was the citrine. Did I put this? No, I put the green on there because the green heart chakra, just to activate it a little bit more.
Okay.
And I put the citrine on the solar plexus. I've already forgotten because it's quite intuitive. I was in the moment. It'll be on the video.
Yeah.
But again, citrine, yellow, solar plexus is kind of represented by yellow. You're wearing a yellow jumper. Interesting.
It's one of my favourite colours. So.
There you go. I think that's why I'm kind of fascinated that you felt a kind of discomfort there, because I think your solar plexus is kind of your, in a way, if this is a thing, maybe I've just come up with it, that's like your home chakra.
Home chakra, yeah.
I think that's when
I
you
was
come home
most in
to.
tune with it, so I felt it most, because it's not like it was painful or anything. I just noticed it more than everywhere else. So I don't know if it necessarily has to be a bad thing. I just ended up saying it that way.
None of it's good or bad anyway.
Yeah.
It's just how the body's responding and the energetic body is responding at the moment.
Yeah. But it's interesting because it doesn't always come up as the thing I notice most. Like usually it's the head, but maybe again because I'm already hyper aware that this comes up most, I then was not noticing it as much.
It's
like self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
But yeah. I always do notice, because if we start here, this is the one that my brain is quite noisy. So as we move down, I slowly do start to relax more as well and get more.
Well, this is the other thing. By the time we sort of get low down, you're already like you're zened out.
Yeah.
So, and as we go, these chakras are kind of lining up. So if the energetic body knows what it's doing, it's already clearing the path anyway.
Yeah.
So by the time we get down to these lower chakras, there's not much to report really. Usually.
The thing in Reiki is you always start.
It's interesting because it's kind of the opposite to most yoga practices. When you sort of do any kind of chakra work, you start from the root chakra, because the root chakra represents the base survival, and you kind of work your way up.
Yeah.
And there's this whole concept of kundalini energy that's kind of asleep in the base of your spine, like a coiled serpent. And there are various practices that waken it up, and you kind of send the energy up the energy channel through the middle, the sushumna, into the crown chakra, and bang. Right? With Reiki, we go completely the other way, and it's essentially because in those yoga practices, we're using our internal energy that's there within us to kind of ascend in some way, and in Reiki, we're receiving the energy that's coming from around us. But in a sense, you could say, from above. I don't get like religious about it, but it's like a heaven-sent energy coming through the crown, and then we sort of bring it. We're receiving it downward. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you can sort of you can think of sort of giving upward and receiving downward.
Oh, I'm glad I asked. That's such a nice bit of information to learn. Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Is there anything else that
I don't think so. I was very torn between the two options, but I think that's just a me problem. I was like, oh my god, it was so indecisive. So, I didn't really necessarily have a gut feeling, but I was just went with the one that sounded more in tune with me. So
there you go. I mean, it's just a spur of the moment thing, and it's it probably doesn't make that much difference either way. You get with Reiki, and this is just some additional stuff that we do, on top of it. But Reiki will always give you the energy you need. Right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, thank you for it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure too.
Okay. And if anything does come up in the next couple of days, or there's any questions arising, feel free to reach out.
Of course, yeah.